Yeah, Garcia's a bad dude.
All right, Mike, what did you think of the Kambosos Devin Haney fight?
I just thought Devin won pretty easy, really smart, didn't take many chances. It was just very smart.
Who do you want to see him fight next? Guys.
Personally, he wants to fight Tank.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So what you just heard was the voice of retired, legendary, iconic, Hall of Fame superstar boxer, turned podcaster and mogul of different businesses, and that's none other than Iron Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, obviously you can hear he was asked about undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion, superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney. 28 wins, no loss and no draw. 15 wins by way of knockout, 23 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. As Devin Haney dominated former unified lightweight world champion Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr., in which George Kambosos Jr. is now 20 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout. He is 28 years of age, 5'9", with a 68-inch arm reach. Excuse me. With that said, Devin Haney, he went to Australia. He dominated George Kambosos in Australia and became undisputed. The first undisputed 4 major sanction belt holder in the history of the lightweight division in the sport of boxing, since the last time we had an undisputed champion in the lightweight division was the late, great, legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar boxer Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. That was back in 1991, and that was a 3-belt era. Now the WBO belt has become a major sanction belt in the 2000s. In about 2000, 2001, the WBO belt became a major sanction belt, and then we had the first 4-belt era undisputed champion was the execution of Bernard Hopkins, okay? And from that point on, now we have a limited amount of undisputed champions to hold all 4 belts. Like I said, Bernard Hopkins is at number 1. Okay. Then at number 2, you have, Jermaine Taylor. Jermaine Taylor beat Bernard Hopkins. Okay. And at number 3, you have Terrence Crawford at junior welterweight. At 4, you have Alexander Usyk, who did so at cruiserweight. At 5, you had Josh Taylor, who did it at junior welterweight as well. At 6, you have Saul Canelo Alvarez, who did it at super middleweight, first super middleweight to do so. At 7, most recently you had junior middleweight world champion, 2-time world champion, superstar boxer Jamel Lyons-Oli Charlo. And now at 8, you have Devin the Dream Haney at the lightweight division. So with that said, Mike Tyson, he was asked about what he thought about his performance, and Mike Tyson, he stated that he thought Devin Haney won pretty easy. Right, he just dominated George Kambosos. Then he was asked, obviously you can hear, who do you want to see him fight next? And the first thing Mike Tyson said was he wants to see what Devin Haney wants, and Devin Haney wants to fight undefeated 3-division world champion superstar boxer who at one point in time simultaneously held the WBA title, World Boxing Association title, and 3 straight weight classes. In 130 was the Super WBA title, 135 regular, and 141 regular. And that's none other than Gervonta Tank Davis, who is viewed as the cash cow from junior welterweight on down. Okay, Gervonta Tank Davis is 27 wins, no loss, and no draw, 25 big wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Okay, so Mike Tyson, he goes on, he says that he sees that Devin Haney is aggressively pursuing Gervonta Tank Davis. Says he wants to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. He said that he would like to see Devin Haney fight against undefeated rising lightweight Mexican superstar title contender King Ryan Garcia. He said that Ryan Garcia is a bad man, but in the flip side, he said that he would love to see Tank and Devin Haney fight, and he stated that if you got a guy pursuing you and calling you out like Devin Haney is looking to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, well then Gervonta Tank Davis needs to answer the bell. Okay, so he stated that Gervonta Tank Davis needs to answer the bell and fight Devin Haney. But he's not opposed, that being Mike Tyson, to seeing Gervonta Tank Davis face off against Ryan Garcia. Mike Tyson is very fond of Ryan Garcia, and he's very fond of Gervonta Tank Davis. Not that he's not that of Devin Haney or other fighters, but I think at Gervonta Tank Davis, he sees a lot of himself in Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that he likes the, the way Ryan Garcia carries himself outside of the sport of boxing, so he just likes those two guys, and he stated that he needs to, Gervonta Tank Davis needs to answer the bell, right? Now we know Gervonta Tank Davis, he's on numerous occasions, most recently in the build-up for his last fight against fellow stablemate, lightweight title contender, star boxer Rolando Rolly Romero, who went in the fight 14 wins, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Well, we know that leading up into that, during the promotion, he stated that Devin Haney was an email champion, that, Devin Haney does a lot of talking. And if Devin Haney wins his fight, because they fought a week apart, Tank Davis fought May 28th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Devin Haney fought June 4th here in the States, June 5th in Australia, the very following Saturday. And so he's saying that, if he was to win that fight, he wants to fight Devin Haney next. Well, Devin Haney, he won the fight pretty handily, pretty easy. I thought he pitched a shutout. I don't think he lost any rounds against Kambosos. And I thought it was a dominating performance, as well as Gervonta Tank Davis. He put on a dominating performance against Rolando Rolly Romero, right? He set up the knockout. You don't get enough credit, Gervonta Tank Davis, in my opinion, for his ring IQ, his boxing ability, and the way he sets up knockouts and the way he gets the knockouts. I just don't think he gets enough credit and enough credence for what he does, how he does it, right? I just think that it's just everybody's enamored with his power, and so that's the first thing everybody points to and looks to is, Gervonta Tank Davis's power, okay? And when he had the fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, a brilliant boxing performance was on display, and it got dismissed and lost in the shuffle because if Gervonta Tank Davis don't get a knockdown or a knockout, then he's deemed as being exposed, right? And he absolutely dominated Isaac Cruz, right? And he showed that he could fight lateral. He showed that he could fight on the back foot. He showed he could fight coming forward. He showed that he could mix it up, fight in the pocket, fight mid-range, fight on the outside. I thought it was a beautiful performance, seeing as though he broke his left hand, his dominant hand. He's a southpaw in the 6th round of the fight. And yet he made adjustments and found a way to win. And yet, because he didn't get a knockdown and he didn't get a knockout, well, he was viewed as being quote-unquote exposed. Gervonta Tank Davis was exposed. Gervonta Tank Davis, lost the rounds because it was perceived as competitive. So if it's a competitive fight and he don't get a knockdown, knockout, then people gonna say he lost. And it's just not fair because, again, everybody's just highlighting and enamored with his power and not realizing just how good of a boxer, how much of a ring IQ, and how much of a great performance that was against Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz, for the first time, Gervonta Tank Davis, he faced a guy who was shorter than him. Isaac Cruz, 5'3" with a 63-inch arm reach, 23 years of age, power, awkward style, awkward angles, and Gervonta Tank Davis adjusted to all of that, and he put on a masterclass performance, in my opinion. Okay, but because he didn't get a knockdown or knockout, it gets dismissed, it gets swept under the rug, and it's, in my opinion, it's completely unfair to Gervonta Tank Davis, and to the sport of boxing, because he brings more to the sport of boxing than just knockouts. And I know everybody wants to see knockouts because it's exciting. I like to see knockouts well, but I like the sweet science. I like the adjustments that he made. I like the ring generalship. I like all of that, and again, it's just unfair to Gervonta Tank Davis. But nonetheless, very high ring IQ. The way he set up Rolando Rolly Romero off the back foot, he immediately understood and knew that Rolly Romero, lack of experience, lack of fundamentals, and lack of ring IQ, just being very aggressive. Not that he's not smart, Rolly Romero, is that he doesn't understand. He knows 1 + 1 = 2, but he doesn't understand why it equals 2, right? In the boxing ring, in the boxing, realm, right? And so he repeated the same mistake more than once, and Gervonta Tank Davis computed that information, okay? He collected the data, and he immediately stated, okay, I'm gonna fight this guy on the back foot, because He's going to be overly aggressive. He's trying to prove a point to the fans and himself. He does have power. He wants to knock me out. And Gervonta Tank Davis, he fought Rolly Romero on the back foot, and he set up the knockout. And I called that in the 6th round. We a left hook uppercut that knocks out Rolando Rolly Romero, and that's exactly what took place. And because I saw that coming because of the ring IQ. So, beautiful performance by Gervonta Tank Davis against Rolly Romero, and beautiful performance by Devin Haney. I think this is a huge fight. And again, Tank Davis said that he wanted to fight. He wanted it next. Now, obviously, Devin Haney, everybody's talking about this rematch clause. Devin Haney has a rematch clause, and with George Kambosos' immediate rematch clause, and he can't get out of the rematch clause to make the fight happen. Well, when there's a will, there's a way, and 2 guys want to fight, they can fight. I don't know what's the real, how realistic it is that they fight next, but they do need to fight ASAP. So let's see how everything unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Roll. Make sure you like your shitty videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.